And it's Thursday. Overhead press went up by 5 pounds, and we only lost a rep on the last set. So overall, pretty satisfied with that. My overhead press has always been pretty shaky, relatively weaker compared to some of my other lifts, and I think we're almost hitting my all-time highs here. I was right around like 135, like a little bit below 135 on the overhead press. So I might be hitting some personal bests on here in the next few weeks or months, maybe. So I'm excited to see that. Definitely feels really strong. My form looks good here as well. So I'm happy to see those results with the work that I'm putting in. And I think a lot of it is coming from this seated overhead press exercise. So with the standing version, of course, you need a lot more stability from your whole body. With the seated version, you're able to isolate the shoulders a little bit as you get that support from the bench, so you can kind of rest on that while focusing on the push with your shoulders. So I go a little bit heavier on the seated version, which I think translates to the standing version, because it all comes together there very nicely. So I think this combo is definitely working for me at the moment. So I'm gonna try and keep that pretty consistent. This one feels really good. I really like it. Highly suggest it if you have the opportunity to do it. But from there, we're gonna go ahead and just do some pike presses, elevated leg pike press. I'm gonna use those two stools on my hands to give me a little bit extra range of motion at the bottom. But we're trying to keep our forearms perpendicular to the floor, and then we're just gonna push up and just work on our shoulders. So yeah, this one feels pretty good too. I like it. Definitely feels pretty stable now. I definitely like. I'm a fan of this exercise. I think it really translates well to overall shoulder strength. So I'm definitely going to incorporate that. And then we're just going to superset those with some face pulls for the rear delts and the shoulders and the back a little bit as well. So make sure to just keep leading with those wrists and pull from a point anchored above your head. And then from there, we're just going to do some miscellaneous dumbbell work. Here we're doing some lateral raises. I'm hanging the dumbbells off of one another to get a little bit extra weight. It swings a little bit, but it is what it is. I don't have any other dumbbells, so I'm just trying to keep it interesting, really. But here we're doing some front raises. We're trying to keep the weights out as straight as we can. Doing some 1.5 reps, coming down halfway before going back up, just to try and increase the time under tension. Right, that's the relevant variable when we're talking about muscle growth. So really important to make sure we do enough reps at enough intensity to get some good progress. And these are isolation exercises, so don't go too heavy on these. Pretty small muscles compared to the big compound lifts. And then here we're just doing some rear delt exercises. We're working on our rear delts here by doing kind of a W raise. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to raise our arms up and back and almost kind of form a W with our arms. Really try to focus on that contraction in the back. I like this exercise. I think it's really really quite good. Really works on that external rotation, kind of opens up the shoulders a little bit. So I like it. I'm a fan. And from there, we're gonna go. So I'm going for about a minute, so that's why I keep just dropping down in weight. I want to keep going for the duration. But from there, we're gonna go ahead and do some front raises, I think. Yes, some front raises. Here we're just nothing too exciting here, honestly. I'm just bringing the weights out in front of me, trying to keep my arms straight, trying to keep the motion controlled. Here I have that extension at the front where I pull it back in a little bit. That's just to increase the time under tension, right? So I have to hold it out at the extended point for a little bit longer, but that little bit longer adds up over time, right? Day to day, week to week. So I think it helps just to make it a little bit more intense. Hopefully get a little bit more progress each week. But from there, we're just gonna do a seated, kind of a rear pec deck almost, where I just kind of bring the arms back. So I almost kind of lean forward and try to bring up the arms out and against gravity and up. Really try to contract the back, the rear shoulder. So you notice I have two kind of rear shoulder exercises with this one, and also the W raise. So I try to add a little bit more focus here towards the end on the rear, just because it's not as oftenly worked on compared to the front, which hits upon it with a lot of exercises like the bench and the overhead press and the pike press. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of extra work on the dumbbells here for the back, the rear delt. And that's gonna wrap up our shoulder day. So pretty quick. I like shoulder day, nothing too crazy. So we're just gonna finish it off with our resistance band pull downs like we usually do for our ab workout. Some kneeling pull-off presses, and if you stick towards the end, I'm also gonna do some shoulder depression work on the floor, where I basically try to push my butt off the floor while seated with my legs straight, just to work on my shoulder depression strength a little bit on Thursday. So I appreciate you tuning in. Subscribe to get a daily reminder for your daily workout if you'd like. Let me know if you have any questions. I love to help anybody out who's interested in getting started or just has questions in general, talk about it. But other than that, I appreciate you tuning in as always, and subscribe to get a daily reminder for your daily workout. And I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.